Concerned? I mean, there's a level of concern every time we step out there, just because we want to execute at a very high level. And I think we want to play well for each other. And, obviously the fans are involved, and that's one thing. But in terms of playing well for each other and playing well for the coaches and just doing the little things to get us wins, I think that's probably the focus. And it's probably where we should put majority of our energy. But in terms of concerns and stuff like that, we got to throw all that out before we get on the court. And I've been in positions before in the season where, we've been under 500 or, kind of scratching and clawing to get into the playoffs. It's not something of a position you want to be in, but it's our reality and we got to face it. And there's no time for excuses or kind of pointing fingers or any blame game. Just move on to the next game and do all that we can to prepare in the best way, because we knew that tonight was a very winnable game against the Charlotte Hornets, despite their record. But it was a very winnable game tonight, and we just didn't come out with the energy or the poise that we needed to start the game off well, and then also kind of just limit their easy opportunities.
What do you think when you hear the fans booing you're down 18 in the third quarter?
So what? Just the way I feel about it. I've been in New York City, so I know what that's like. You obviously want to play well, but, there's only 5 people on the court that could play for the Dallas Mavericks. If the fans want to change places, then, hey, be my guest. Got years of work ahead of you to be great enough to be on this level. But that our focus isn't necessarily on the boos. It should be on our performance and just being there for each other. Boos are, just part of the game.
You've been here a month now. What do you know from what you know about the team? Do you see cause for hope?
Anytime I step on the court, I feel like whoever is out there with me, we have a high chance to win. And I think a few other guys feel the same way. And again, it's not a time to put out the pretty words that sports loves to put in, like hope and concern. And it's hoop. Like it's obviously the point of the season where we really want to lock in a point where we can put some consistent wins together. But in terms of all the pretty terms of what we want and what we feel inside emotionally, like that leads to the articles that don't make any sense about where we actually are in the locker room. The outside perception, I think.
So where are you guys in the locker room?
Yeah, I mean, we're a very poised group on days where I feel like we put in the best effort, and then on days where kind of the energy falters or we don't start off well or the offense isn't going or people aren't making shots, there could be some emotional pulling in other directions that can dictate the outcome of games. And we're still feeling each other out in a way of getting used to each other's efforts and attitudes and temperament. And that's a real thing. That's a human thing. That's a human element. Whether people believe it in basketball or not, there's a very fine line between winning basketball games and everyone being on the same page and losing basketball games and things splintering and you pointing fingers. So, again, wins and losses come and go, but just knowing that after games we can come together a little bit more and talk honestly and openly when the time is right, then I feel like we're growing. And that's the mindset here, just growth. I came into this being traded. He knew it was going to be ahead of us. It wasn't going to be easy, and I like challenges. So bring it on. I'm already ready to get to the next game, as you guys can see.
Conversation after this game?
Yeah, we have conversations after every game, whether we win or lose. I just genuinely believe there's no time for all the pretty words in sports that we like to throw around. What's going on? What's happening? Where are you guys at? It's basketball. It's hoop. Let's just move on to the next game and get ready for it.
The defense seemed to execute at a higher level after going small and kind of switching everything.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see that as a potential solution going forward, given that the teams try to kind of play big, and sometimes it hasn't quite necessarily translated to the defensive execution?
Yeah, I think that was probably the biggest adjustment coming here for me, was going from a primarily switching team where we kept everything above the perimeter. We kicked each other out in the post-up if anybody felt like there was a mismatch. And, coming here, we're a very rotation-based team. And that just takes some time to get used to, the drives, the closeouts, and just where everybody's going to be on the extra plays that need to be made. I think we make an unbelievable job, or we do an unbelievable job making extra plays for one another, but doing it over and over again, it's taxing mentally and physically. So again, we just got to stay solid on that end, and I think the offense will take care of itself. We're in these games. Like, again, if we were out of these games completely and we were getting blown out, I'd definitely be up here saying some different words and be a little bit more worried. But we're in every single game we play in, and offense is not our issue. It's literally defensive mentality and getting stops. I mean, Gordon had 25 tonight. PJ had 28, and we could look down. All starters had plus 10. Or at least 10, and that's where the starting five has to look at themselves in the mirror, including myself, and be better to start off the game, because we clearly didn't do that. So I take my responsibility for that, and moving forward, we won't have games like this start that we had tonight. I can't say we don't have games like this, but we can't have this start and expect to win ball games, so it's on me.
When you said you knew what was ahead of you when you got traded here, I have to ask, did you know it would look like this? Maybe you don't think of it in terms of expectations. I mean, I did that. You guys would be 2 games below 500. You and Luka together would be 3-7. Is that whatsoever what you could have imagined?
I mean, not really. I didn't imagine. I expect to win every ball game that I play. So that's the attitude I go on with. But the reality is what it is. We are 3-7. But again, it's a team basketball game. As much as people want to put it on me and Luka, it's a team basketball game, and we talk about that in the locker room. Everyone loves to point the fingers at what we're doing, but it's a team aspect game, and I feel like when we focus on our team aspect, then that's when we get clear answers. But when we focus on 2 guys and what our numbers are and whether we can play better, it limits all the other guys and their capabilities in that locker room, and I don't want to do that. I believe in each one of those guys. And when I was coming here, I knew that giving up Dorian Finney-Smith or giving up Spencer, that was going to be a change to any lineup that they had going on, different minutes, guys getting in and out of the lineup. I haven't necessarily been as healthy as I would like to be at this point in the season. Other guys haven't been as healthy, me and Luka as well, more importantly. But, again, there's no time for excuses. We just got to lace them up and get ready.